Movie time. Uh-oh, someone lags. Looks like Argus. Hopefully that clears up. Hopefully it's just kind of opening game lag. He did manage to say GLHF, so...
Yeah. So,
you know, quite a few people get little issues like that at the start where it's like, well, I'm going to play. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. My computer's... Oh, you know.
Yeah. I actually casted a game a few weeks ago where a guy lagged out for the first, like, 15 seconds of the game. And his opponent wouldn't regame. And,
oh, really?
And the admins were like, well, it's not technically against the rules. But it's like, wow, that's really unfortunate.
You need it, like, in your rules, like, any DC before 5 minutes, unless, like, significant, like, damage has occurred.
Well, it wasn't a DC. He just lagged for, like, 15 seconds, so he couldn't get his workers mining.
Oh, really? So he was just had a bit of a disadvantage.
Yeah.
At least he didn't fully drop the game, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And they ended up going the same build, except he was 15 seconds behind and lost.
Oh, no.
It was terrible. Anyway, let's get on into this game. We do have a mirror match here, so these two players might be going for the same builds. One of them down here in the bottom right-hand corner playing the Teal Protoss. We do have, not Marie Curie, not Marie from Breaking Bad. We got MarieJohanna. Johanna. I'm so entertaining.
Oh my god, that's amazing. In the top left-hand corner, oh my god, I can't even say corner now. In the top left-hand corner, we do have from Team Knight. He's a pink Protoss player. He is Argus. And he's stopped lagging out, which is great, obviously.
Yeah, he's definitely a very strong player. Looking forward to seeing him in this game. And, well, all right, you've done pretty well so far. You've predicted Stargates twice now.
So, do I predict Stargate again or do I not? Oh, I don't know. I really don't. I'm going to risk it and say both go 2-gate Robo Expand.
There you go. Double down on 2-gate Robo Expands. So far the build's identical, not giving anything away. And there's the first deviation. Earlier second gas here for Argus, but only by about 5 or 6 seconds.
So yeah,
pretty even.
I mean, straight away, both players looking to tech. So again, Johanna's another map where you can go Stargate on. So it is a possibility. And what really makes a map really viable for Stargate is how likely your opponent is to go for Blink and whatever else. Because if your opponent goes Blink, that's the kind of hardish counter to Stargate. So on Johanna, you can't really do that. There's not the best options to blink in and out. And on top of that, the reason I said 2-gate Robo is because if we talk a bit more about the map, the choke up into the natural is very narrow. It's very easy to force field, so it's very easy to defend with early sentries and an immortal or two behind them.
Can be indeed. Of course, those immortals just pound away at anything on the ground. Boom! You're wrong. Stargate coming out of our Knights gaming player.
I knew.
And
I should have known.
Stargate really has come back into the metagame a lot more than it was in the past. Phoenix openings definitely are very popular right now. While we have a lot of banking going on here from our Teal player, he is going to go for the Robo and expect him to drop a gateway or two as well.
Yeah, and you know, he's probably just going to get the Observer out first, just to be, you know, obviously nice and safe, see what's up, and get that scout information out, and then go for the Immortal to back up the sentry, which is just about to pop out here, which is going to be used for defense. Needs to be a little bit careful, doesn't really want to rally it across the map with his Zealot and Stalker, I don't think. Yeah, he's going to have to be a little careful about that, but he will actually pick up on this probe with his Stalker, which is very nice early on, just going to...
he's good juke.
Nice. Yeah.
Really good juke
outsmarted. Saved that probe. Good one.
And MarieJohanna is going to come up the right side of Johanna and try to find this probe and going to be sorely disappointed.
Yeah, now he's probably going to be a little bit paranoid right now, thinking, well, where did it go? Have I missed it? Did I really miss it? Where did it go? And yeah, you know, that little bit of paranoia can definitely affect your play. As we see back at home, the 3 gates are actually just about to finish up. We've got an Observer and Immortal being Corona boosted out, and going to go straight into the robotic space. So, I mean, there's 2 options from here. You either go for the Immortal drops with the Speed Prism, or go straight into Colossi and just go for a kind of 1-base push.
Now, that 1-base push is going to be very strong against any kind of sentry-heavy composition. Which sentries, there's a couple of them out right now, but Phoenixes are a pretty damn firm counter to that Colossus push. I'd actually much prefer to see the drop play coming out, but Phoenixes are a counter to that as well. Argus is actually in a really good position right now compared to his opponent. His expansion is down very, very early, and I don't know. I'm kind of really scared right now if I'm MarieJohanna.
Yeah, definitely, and well, there's the Colossi coming up, so he looks like he's probably just going to go for the one base push, and well, it's too late to expand, quite frankly. The Nexus is up for Argus. It's been, well, it's only just started to get saturated, but already probes starting to pop out of there. And Argus is already 5 workers up, and you can't put down the Nexus. Wow, he's going to try, MarieJohanna's going to try expand, but I really think he's just too far behind right now to try this. And, well, especially with the Phoenix, that's 4 Phoenix, which are just going to be able to continually come in. Probably pick up the sentry here, kill that off, and then just continue to do probe damage. And look at this, they're even going to get the Immortal. There's no answer.
That Immortal is going to die. The Stalker is going to come in, but just pick it up once more. Going to actually pick up the Stalkers instead. I think I would have liked to have seen the finish off on the Immortal, but yeah, he's going to not be able to get the Immortal now as a result of going for those Stalkers. Unless he gets that Stalker, then goes for the Immortal, and he's going to lose a Stalker or 2 here. Just kidding. Really good micro. Managed to get both Stalkers, the Immortal, and escape with all of his Phoenixes. Argus is in almost an unlosable position right now.
I mean, I didn't know what to say because I was a bit like, well, why would you suddenly pick up the Stall? Because that's a little bit of a bad decision. But hey, he got away with it. Kept his Phoenixes alive, and now he's got 6 Phoenixes, which are just going to have so much energy. Immediately here, they can come in and pick up at least 6 workers, which is going to increase that worker gap by, what, about 20? By about, well, it'll increase it by 6, but it'll increase it to about 20, and yeah, 42 now to 22 workers, so Argus just going to keep these Phoenix alive. And he's got perfect scout, he knows exactly what's up. He sees the Twilight Council coming down, and he also knows just going to get his Immortal out, sitting on the top of his ramp just in case of a counter push. But, I mean, yeah, right now, Argus is doubling the supply of his opponent. Wow.
Yeah, and if you're MarieJohanna, I mean, you kind of, at this point, just say, what am I going to do? I've got that robotics bay out, but it's not being used for anything. I've produced 1 Immortal from my robotics facility, and I'm not going to be upgrading Warp Prism speed because it's going to get shot down before it leaves my base. The probe's going to be going down here once again. Going to pick up the sentry, kill that one. 1 Phoenix finally going to go down, leaving the Phoenix count at 5 and a destructible rock, as that one joined my control group. On the other side, we have Argus now starting to produce Colossi, looking for a death push.
That's the worst, isn't it? When you're just like, hey, I'll just select these units and accidentally select the rock, and it's obviously the rock I actually want to center on. Like, of course it is Starcraft. That's the most important thing right now. Them rocks. God.
Yep, indeed. Caster. First world caster problems right there. I've got my buttons set up so well that when I center on things, it centers on a rock, because that's accidentally in the group as well. Oh, man.
I mean, I think you said it best. Unless Argus really tries to throw this game, he's in a fantastic position. It's going to be hard to really imagine him being able to lose this at all, as he's already getting ready to just take a 3rd base. He's the guy with his upgrades on the way. He's got the Colossus leader as well. Extended Thermal Lance is coming up, and yeah, there's the 3rd base coming down just to kind of buffer all them other reasons that he was ahead.
Yeah, right now the gas income is probably the biggest disparity. Gas income for Argus 4 times the amount of his opponents. Right now, Argus has done an incredible job of targeting down the gas probes. And this is actually going to allow him to just take huge strides in tech and upgrades, as we already see. Actually, like you said, +1 thermal lance. He's producing additional infrastructure buildings and already has a giant army, almost double his opponent's army supply. But the army composition is just so strong.
Yeah, definitely. And well, he's look at this. He wants to get aggressive right now, and you know, he's got these Phoenix to continually scout what's up, and he can even use these in the fight to pick up the Immortals from the back, and just, even if you just pick up the Immortals for like 3-4 seconds, that can be 2 Immortal hits that your opponent doesn't get off, and that's so much DPS you already deny. So we'll see what these Phoenix are going to pick up here as they start to come in, and the Colossi come in.
Yeah, here they come. There's some force fields going down. 1 Immortal being picked up already. Another Immortal going to be lifted up. And the stalkers are just completely segmented in there. Force fields are gorgeous. GG well played comes out. That's going to